Was not the most highly touted kid when he came to Clemson, but he's come up pretty big for you guys.
Oh man, old wiry Marcus, he's made some huge plays. So proud of him, and just a magnificent play, incredible play. Just imposed his will in that play, maintained his leverage through the route inside, and cut the post off, and just sheer will to get the ball, come down with the ball.
Is that one of those plays that he's just born with to do athletically?
He's very instinctual. He's a football player. I think he was a skilled guy in high school and did a lot of good things as a quarterback and DB, but he was pretty natural around the ball. His instincts, I think, really showed up. Today on that play in particular. Man, what an incredible play.
What do you take away from your defense today? Because you guys were put in some tough spots.
Oh man, just never say die attitude. Always the power of belief, the character, the toughness, the fortitude. Just keep hanging in there. Just keep playing. Just a mindset, not get defeated. Control what we can control. There's a good, and NC State did a terrific job. We weren't great today. They had a lot to do with it at times, but we were just on the wrong side of it. So many plays in that game today. An example being the 4th and 5, where we get there, we have good coverage, and we're just cave-ons there just a split second early. They slipped out of a couple of tackles, and instead of gaining 3, they gained 6 or gained 5, but we were on the right side of it more than we weren't. And I thought we lost the edge a few times early in the game. They had a whole bunch of new things that I thought our guys fought through and adjusted to, and they ran the ball just a little bit more better than you want them to, where I felt like they controlled situationally, where you didn't feel real comfortable. And I think it was right around maybe 4 yards a carry. That's about a half yard or so too much. And they're a team that out of the spread and the big people, they really emphasize a run game, and they did a good job hatting it up. But we got to be better, and we'll work on that here in the off week.
Auburn, Louisville today. Is it ever get old having to sweat through these last minute?
Well, we're ready. I know this. We're experienced, so it's just you got to kind of rely on your experiences and trust in your guys. And at the end of the day, this is all about players and making plays and being on the right side of it. And when it was all said and done, we made enough of them, and that's what counts. And winning is the first and foremost goal. And I think collectively everybody had a huge part in that, and that's what's neat. It feels really good to come in here and know, man, we really earned that. And regardless of the mistakes that were made in it, we overcame it, and the adversity, didn't overwhelm us. And finding a way, I think that can only continue to improve and build on your team.
Is there anything that Christian Wilkins can do?
Was he incredible too? Wow. Missed the fake field goal, or fake punt rather, and then the field goal. Again, Dan Brooks does. Dan coaches that unit, a field goal block, and he takes so much pride in it. And our guys, since I've been here, have just been phenomenal in that. And I think they're a reflection of him and Christian. I know nobody's more proud of Christian than Dan Brooks. But what a huge play in the game. In a game that comes down to literally centimeters, that was an incredible play. But no, he don't put no limitations on that joker.
How was having Austin Bryant back today?
It was good, and I think for him and moving forward, his confidence, and he'll continue to get back into that, and that takes a little bit of time. But I thought he was solid out there today.
You haven't had him all year, and then no questions asked on the last series of regulation. He's out there, and you have one of the most talented 2-deeps in the country. I mean, what does that say about your trust in him?
He's fresh. I know that.
Is that a part
Johnny
of it?
Fresh Legs. I'm sorry?
Is that part of it?
I do think so. And Austin was a guy that obviously going into the year was penciled in as a starter, and we do have a little bit. We have some numbers there on the D line, and again, I think him having experience a year ago. He's a very mature kid, and he's worked really hard to get back. And we trust him. And I know Coach Hobby has great trust in Austin, and to be out there on that game winner helping set that edge was great.
It's taken a little while for Marcus to kind of come into his own here, but I know you guys saw a lot that you liked this spring. He's continued his development. Seeing him out there, the game against Louisville, making that play, and then this. What's it been like for you after kind of seeing his growth over the years?
Well, again, I think it's a lesson to all of us that again, some of them just it happens at different times, and what I love about Marcus is again just a year ago he's running scout team and receiver for us, and never got bitter about it, or he didn't think he was getting screwed over or anything like that. He was the best version of himself he could be every day. He was a complete and total team guy, and then he was ready for his opportunity, and then Coach Reed has got him ready, and Coach Sweeney is the same thing, has continued to promote him, and then again, incredible plays, and for him, Marcus has ice in his veins. He never changes his facial expressions. He's the same guy every day, and most of that's good, and maybe that's why it's taken a little bit for him to get to this point, but and he never panics, whether the ball's in the air, or again he's faced some adversity in his career here, and all he's done is just keep working. So again, I think that's a great lesson for all of us, players and coaches both.
You spoke Tuesday about coaching success can be harder than adversity. Mm-hmm. You enter a bye week here midpoint in this year where that margin of error is clearly pretty thin. How do you approach the coaching of these guys when they make the mistakes they do today, but you don't have a loss of
Yeah, well, for the next 48 hours, I'll be no coaching, no coaching allowed. I'm in the no coaching zone, and so first and foremost, let them enjoy it. That was a tough win, and again, we need a little bit of a break here. I think this comes at a good time. And lets us get mentally, physically refreshed, and attack this stretch run. And we'll get the mistakes. That's part of it. And regardless of how we play, there's corrections to be made, and also promoting all the good moments too. And that's all part of it. But I think the adversity is something that you have to embrace, because I think that it really forces us to lean on one another, and that's what the really good teams do. They do get better. They do correct mistakes. They're not mistake-free, but they do just get a little bit better collectively, as the season goes on. And as we've said other times during the season, sometimes you might take a little bit of step back for whatever reason, but as long as, again, over the long haul, you just keep finding a way to, one, win, and two, to continue to get better and improve.
Halfway through the season, how would you describe the identity of the defense as maybe different as last year's, or what you might have thought coming into this year?
We just don't ever know. You don't ever know. Even if you have everybody coming back, you don't know. So I'm super proud of them. I think they've had a huge part in our success. They love the work. They really like each other. I think we're developing a really good chemistry. We've got to continue to develop guys. You're looking for those moments when you can, and again, I think we have a little bit of, we're finding some depth at different spots in the secondary, and some others that we've got to, get them going. And Corinne Wiggins is a guy that, he's in that rotation, and for own inside reasons, he didn't play today, but he could have. And again, we got a couple of young safeties that we'd like to continue to try to get them along. They're actually, practicing and getting better, and but I really love the leadership, in our defense, and the accountability and the coachability. It's a super coachable group. They come ready to work. There's great accountability, and when you're dealing with a bunch of different personalities and a bunch of talented guys, that's not always easy to mesh. But I think we're heading in the right direction without question.
Wiggins' suspension?
No.
Do you expect Jalen and Baker back for Florida State?
I don't know about Baker, maybe. And Jalen, he practiced all week. Jalen did. I just didn't think he was quite there all the way. And but he'll be fine.
NC State had 7 plays, 20-plus yards in the first half. Did you make specific adjustments at halftime to help stop that in the second half?
Well, we're constantly making adjustments, and so we go over every single play that they gained, 10 or more, and then sometimes they don't run them again. It's like, oh, well, we tricked them on that one, and then we can't run that one again. They're going to be ready for it. Sometimes we outthink ourselves. But, again, some of it, I thought that, we had a big part in that too. And they're going to make some plays. But I think we lost some leverage, and we had some, because of that, we're out of position, and our tackling suffered. And there's some times I thought the pile went the wrong way too. Now, those are the little things again, people are going to make some plays, but I don't like, at times I thought we weren't as strong at the point of attack as we needed to be, and that doesn't mean the D tackle or the D end. It can be a DB outside on the edge on a quick screen where we lose leverage and running down the middle of people, but give NC State credit too. Their skill guys are good. I thought their running backs run really hard, and I thought 7 and 1 were strong players. And they made some really competitive plays, and you can live with those.
The 2 long drives in the second half, they didn't really make any big plays, but it seems like you had a tough time getting them off the field.
Sometimes, that's, like I said, we were just barely on that wrong side, and that happens sometimes. And but again, whether we kept them out of the end zone or held them to a field goal or they missed the field, whatever, that's the name of the game. So sometimes, that happens.
Were you surprised they stopped running days there? At the
Stopped running him.
When they went play action?
On the last play?
Yeah.
Was I surprised? I think they felt like they needed to score a touchdown and wanted to try to get us in a run coverage. So, no.
Did you say something to McShay after the game?
No.
Okay, I guess somebody else.
I just gave him a stiff arm. I was looking for anybody. Unbelievable. What do you guys do? You would have got it too. So,
Great.
I was looking to celebrate. Unbelievable. I've never been so lucky.
What's going through your mind when you see the field goal go up and it's no good?
We're still in it. That's it, because we don't have to play. It's going to OT, so just overtime thoughts.
It's a crazy game, I know, but the many times you guys look like you were lost and gone with all the turnovers and everything going against you. Was this like one of the craziest wins in your career?
Oh yeah, it's right there, man. Yeah, it's right there, and so fortunate. Had some things go our way. Our guys created those opportunities, and we just rode our players back when it's all said and done, because ultimately it comes down to them. There's no magical calls. I mean, you can be in some bad calls once in a while, but it still comes down to executing and being physical and playing with good technique and having some toughness and fight to you. And we had just a little bit more than they did today when it was all said and done. So. But you give credit to NC State. I thought they played a heck of a ball game, but I'm really, really proud of our guys of overcoming a ton of adversity and making just some crazy plays, some great plays in the game. A lot of fun to watch.
I'm just trying to get some background on the very first play of the game. Edmund comes on the field just before the ball snapped. What happened there? Was he supposed to be out there the whole time, or?
Personnel. Again, we thought it was one personnel, just matchups.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember talking to Jimbo in 2014 after they had gone to the championship game and saying, look, you got to win a little bit uglier the next time around.
Yeah.
These people are coming after you a little bit harder. Is that just sort of the lesson that everybody's going to have to
Well,
learn?
yeah. I mean, Coach Sweeney alluded to it, and I know a year when I was at Oklahoma in 2000, we're 13-0. We last regular season game of the year, they're throwing in the end zone a fade route. Oklahoma State's 3-8. They're throwing the fade route to win. I think we won 12-10. And they're throwing it in the end zone to win on the last play. And then we win a Big 12 championship, 27-24. You gotta win some of those games. And I never would have thought it that year. And then of course, But anyway, winning is hard, and we're getting everybody's best shot. So there's all kinds of ways you can win, and fortunately they don't put an asterisk by it. They all count the same, and I think it really speaks volumes though to our culture. I really do, because that wasn't like that was our first close win. Whatever the games of 7 point or less, you guys got all the stats, but
like
I know we're
2
really good,
Yeah.
and it's pretty amazing. I'm not beating our chest that way as much as like, wow, that you just don't luck into that. That's because of the kind of people. I think character, good or bad, will be revealed in those real adverse situations, and I think that speaks for itself. I really do.
Anything you learned from the way they ran the ball that might help
help you against Florida State?
Yeah, again, like I said, they ran it for, I think, average around 4 yards a carry. We need to hold them to around 3.3, 3.5. So I thought we lost some leverage, and I thought they blocked us a few times. And we got to be better, and we got to improve, with our technique and our pad level and our fits, and being a little stronger on the perimeter. I thought they had a little bit of balance to what they were doing, some formationally, just some new things that I didn't think we leveraged very well. And a lot of that's on the perimeter with our